Hi, I'm Debbie Lewis, and today we're going to talk about home prices. I don't want you to get stuck in the past, and so many investors do. Now, if you buy a home, you've always thought, and past markets dictate, that the home prices are always going to go up. But as you've seen in the last 10 years, the housing prices can go down as well. When to know if you should let go of that investment property or your home? Let me give you a few suggestions. Remember what your home was worth in 2006. Has it even made it back there yet? Now, not all parts of the country had a depressed economy and saw depreciation. I've been in the mortgage business for 18 years, and for the longest time, prices just went up. Then they took a little dip, and now they're back on their way up. But have you recouped your money? Let's think about this. When you let the old value, whether it's a stock fund or your house, stick in your mind, well, I know what it was worth back then. You're not going to like that investment when you think about what it was worth back then. There's a smart way to make a financial decision. It might seem harmless, but nostalgia can become a costly mistake. Investors have long suffered from this problem, refusing to sell underperforming stocks, selling an investment property because the market is going down or the neighborhood is going down. Today, home sellers are the ones having trouble of letting go of the past. Everyone is having a hard time coming to grips with what their home is worth. You know, when you refinance a home, you have to do a new appraisal. And when you get that appraisal, that is just a snapshot of what your house is worth today based on sales comparables in your neighborhood or neighboring neighborhoods. Now, what if there's been a foreclosure? It's going to bring that price down a little bit. And years ago, there was more foreclosures than we like to admit. So your house may not have recovered from that. When do you know is a time to let go? Information site called Zillow.com is where a lot of people go to look for housing prices. But I tell you, just because you're doing a refinance and I tell you the value of your home is less than it used to be, doesn't mean you have to sell it. It just means that in today's value, that's what it costs to rebuild it. Now, that's totally different for insurance purposes, but to do an evaluation on your appraisal, I know some people were really heartbroken to think that their house cost less or was worth less when they came to refinance it with me than what they paid for it. But it's just a market value, and as the market goes up, so do housing prices. Sellers also make the mistake of wanting lofty gains. A client who once paid $500,000 for a home loan said it should sell for about $800,000. Well, that is if the market has done that well. But in certain pockets in retirement communities, the market doesn't move that much. They still are going to hold out for a higher price because similar homes used to sell for $1 million and they think they deserve $800,000. You know, there is no harder way for me to watch a client lose money than to price his house too much, trying to sell it based on prices that are either unrealistic or the market's not there right now. Too high price list may doom you to a long and expensive wait. I know of houses that have sat on the market for a lot longer than the average 4 to 6 weeks. Maybe it's been on the market for a year and a half. And that's because it's priced too high. The sellers are very unrealistic on what that house is worth. While your home still sits unsold, you're still paying mortgage, homeowners insurance, utility bills, the landscaper, and you're losing a lot of money. You know, I've got reports here of when this happened just in our city, and it happens all over the country. Do you really think you're going to get an 8% increase over when you bought the house just a few years ago? And I'd say in most markets, no. The average appreciation rate here in Texas is 2 to 3%. California used to have double digits every year. That's not the case anymore. You're anchored. Still take advice from your real estate agents. Can you sell that asset, whether it's a stock or your home, and then make more money with a different investment? That's called the cost of clinging, and that's a real thing. Ask yourself what you're paying to hold on to this investment and what the costs are missing out on other opportunities. It's just like whether you're buying a home or a stock, Can you make more if you take that money out of a CD that's making 0 or 1% and put it into an asset that's making more than that as it appreciates? That's what we're talking about today, is home prices. And if you have questions about what your home is worth, if it makes sense to refinance, or if you need to sell some of your investment homes and invest in the stock market, these are all things that we can run the numbers on. My name is Debbie Lewis, and this is what I help people do every day, is diversify their portfolios, save for retirement, and make the most out of their money, and help their money make the best investment for them. My direct email address is debbie@debbielewisshow.com.